What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and we got more news from Capcom. Well, I don't know, but it's basically almost the same thing, but they're kind of like making like a public announcement now. Of course, it has to do with localization. It has to do with localization, so let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification for future notifications. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified when I release future videos. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, Japanese culture. If you're into any of that stuff, make sure to subscribe. Now on with the show. I am a niche gamer. I am at nichegamer.com. And it says Capcom promises to culturize games during localization. And to translate that in corporate language. What that means is that they're going to censor your games. Now, they're not going to tell you straight up, but I'll show you in a moment. They're basically going to censor the crap out of your games. They're saying culturize games during localization. Right. But anyways, let's go ahead. So it says, under investor relations, Capcom creators, games franchises such as Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, and more made statement regarding their considerations during localizations. In their sustainability section under relationships with customers, the company candidly explains that their localization process includes considering Japanese norms, which could end up hurting users.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What? What the fuck? Japanese norms that could end up hurting users. So, they are Japanese companies, and they are saying our norms. Oh man, hold on. So pay attention. They are telling you our Japanese norms could hurt you, Americans and foreigners and people of other countries. So you're telling me that after decades of anime, after decades of manga, after decades of Japanese video games and Japanese RPG games and all that stuff, right? You're telling me that after all these decades, now you are worried about your games and your products hurting people because of Japanese norms. Because Capcom has been out for a long time, right? But so all of a sudden, now they are worried about their games hurting Westerners because of their Japanese norms. What exactly are you saying about Japanese norms? That the way of the Japanese hurts people? You know, having manners and being polite and bowing down to people? Because last time I checked, Japan has tens of millions of visitors, of tourists, you know, every year. That's before the pandemic, obviously. Let's be fair. During the pandemic, nobody could travel. I don't know what the numbers are right now. But before the pandemic started, before the craziness, there were, I think, 13 million, 10 million people going to Japan every year. All of a sudden now, Japanese norms are bad for Western people. Okay, got it. I got it. I understand. Got it. Localization, culturization. These Capcom games are enjoyed worldwide. In the fiscal year of March 2022, the percentage of home video games sold overseas 83% was 83%. Naturally, translations localization of video games developed in Japanese is required so that the players around the world can enjoy them. We've been enjoying them for decades. What are you talking about? The volume and importance of localization is increasing year after year due to factors such as improvements in game machina performance, support other online gameplay, and an increase in the number of languages accompanying a more diversified global audience. As such, Capcom's localization team is involved in game development from the initial stages. What the freak are you talking about? But they're saying, "Oh well, we're making these changes now for the good of our audience overseas." Like, they're not just referring to just translating them, right? They're not referring to. They're saying they're talking about cultural changes. It's fucking stupid. By carrying out localization concurrently development rather than following completion of the Japanese games versions as had been done in the past, Capcom is able to launch games simultaneously around the globe. What is more depending on the country, simply translating games developed under Japanese norms can end up hurting users unexpectedly due to historical, religious, and cultural differences. Guess what? Guess what? Nobody had a problem with these historical, religious, and cultural differences back in the 90s, back in the 2000s, back in the 2010s. It's been like, what, 30 years now? And now, or just now, you're thinking about doing these changes? Gee, I wonder, what kind of investments have you been doing? Does it have to do with ESG? Are you trying to appeal to your ESG investors? Then to your audience? Then to your customers that are paying you money? That's what this is about. So there you have it, There you have it, guys. Capcom. They're finally going to correctly localize games, so that people in the West do not get hurt or offended by Japanese norms, because we've been consuming Japanese content for the last 3 decades, and nobody gives a shit. In second news, I have another news piece about localization. Here, I'm bounding into comics. So it says, Western localizers insert mansplaining reference into English release of The Dangers in My Heart and manga and anime, right? So it's a romance comedy anime. They always go for the romance comedy. It's usually the romance comedy anime, right? It's not usually like the big ones like Naruto, One Piece, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. Right, so I was looking at this, and it says discovered by fans from both Seven Seas Entertainment and Sentai Films have both injected a reference to mansplaining in their respective releases. Right, the reference in question is made depicted in the manga 46th chapter on the anime's 10th episode, while Kyotaro and Anna are enjoying each other's company during a Christmas shopping date. Right, but here it is, right here. Hold on. Here it is. What? Did I just start mansplaining fashion to a literal pro model? So basically, the guy is having like a freaking mental breakdown or like a panic attack because he just basically gave some like fashion advice to a professional model, and he's like feeling bad about it. I don't know. That's kind of ridiculous. And then a Japanese fan, right? An actual Japanese person took the time to review this. It says, as a Japanese person, I can testify manga version translation is more correct than anime versions. There is no gender-related term in Japanese original text. Therefore, mansplaining is mistranslation. I suspect someone insert their own political agenda into this translation. Gee! Even this Japanese person can see through this crap. Right, and then, where is it? And then later on, Hidive, because the series, right, the anime is on Hidive. Hidive actually went ahead and fixed it. So it says, did I just start explaining fashion to a literal pro model? So it went from mansplaining to explaining. Right? Big difference. Makes a big difference, don't you think? So, yeah. At least, I think this is one of the reasons why Hidive is becoming more popular, right? Hidive is actually becoming more popular because I guess people are recognizing it as a somewhat of a, localization free or like censorship free anime streaming service. I'm actually gonna subscribe to Hidive once again, and I actually did a review on it. I did not subscribe before because I'm not a big watcher of like romance comedy stuff. I got Crunchyroll, but Hidive just has a lot of like romance comedy, and that's not really my type of anime, at least not most of the time. But I might subscribe. I seriously might subscribe. Anyways, guys, whatever your thoughts are, comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. It's your boy, The Matrix. Thank you for watching and listening. Godspeed.